Emma. And this has to do with Eric and Marlise Munoz. Both are paramedics in Texas. And they had both decided that end-of-life decisions will be made by the other one and do not want recitation. They knew the importance of non-recitation orders, and they both agreed to non-recitation orders and telling the other one, pull the plug. I have one of those, incidentally, with my family. I don't have it with my kids because they'll pull the plug tomorrow afternoon, but I'm a big fan of do not resuscitate. So let me tell you what happens. Marlise is pregnant, and she has what appears to be an embolism that exploded, and she is in a deep coma and will not survive, probably will not survive. But she's being kept alive because she is pregnant. And Texas law puts the rights of a fetus over the wishes of its mother in these circumstances. Now, this goes directly against Roe v. Wade in a way that makes no sense whatsoever. Because Roe v. Wade allows a woman to terminate her pregnancy, or as many anti-abortion folks say, kill the child, because I want to call a spade a spade. This is not simply pro-choice. It's pro-killing a being. Now, whether you want to call it a human being or not, that is actually a legal issue. That is truly a legal issue if you take religion out of it, and we're dealing with the law now and the ethics involving the law. So Texas state law puts the rights of a fetus over the wishes of the mother. The baby Marlise is carrying is now 18 weeks. And what Eric is saying is simply quoting the doctors who say they have no idea what the effects of oxygen deprivation she suffered and will have if the baby is delivered. So this kid could be born, and if it is, it will be born, assuming that they keep her on life support and wait another 10 weeks until the child is viable, even another 8 weeks. And Eric did an interview when he told the ABC News Dallas-Fort Worth affiliate, saying it's hard to reach the point where you wish your wife's body would stop, but he has accepted the fact, being a paramedic, that there is a quality of life issue, and frankly, she's not going to survive. She's basically done. Now, she's been on life support since November 26th. Her husband found her collapsed in the living room floor. He performed CPR, called 911. She has never regained consciousness. Her husband says she is now a shell. However, the fetus that she's carrying still has a normal heartbeat. Now, I am not an expert. I'm clearly not a neonatologist, but my question is can even a normal heartbeat look like the child is, in fact, healthy under those terms, but oxygen deprivation has put the child in real risk of very severe brain damage, and I don't know the answer to that. But let me tell you what the law says in Texas. Even though Munoz and his wife intended to sign a do not resuscitate order or DNR form, they had not done so before she fell ill. And even if she had, and here is the moral dilemma, because I will tell you one thing, Munoz is going to lose on this one. The law says a person may not withdraw or withhold life-sustaining treatment under this subchapter from a pregnant patient. In other words, under the Health and Safety Code, the DNR form doesn't exist. You can't ask for a non-resuscitation order if you are pregnant because Texas law puts the life of the fetus over that of the woman in these circumstances. But wait a minute. Effectively, if they follow her wishes of a do not resuscitate, the child dies, of course. Well, if she's conscious, she certainly can make that decision under Roe v. Wade and kill the fetus, can have abortion. So why can't she effectively do that if she's unconscious and already made the decision? And therein lies the moral dilemma. How can you say if she's conscious, she can kill the child, but if she's unconscious, she can't, even though those are her wishes? Because at that point, the state has a compelling interest to protect the life of the child. But wait a minute. Why wouldn't the state have a compelling interest to protect the life of a child with abortion in general? And this is just another spin on the abortion issue that tells us abortion is far, far more complicated than simply Roe versus Wade. What's going to happen here? I'll tell you what's going to happen. She is going to be kept alive until that baby is born. And Munoz is going to be a dad. And then, of course, they will allow the wife to die. There is no issue about it. Although, remember, in this case, she didn't sign the DNR, so that's another issue. But that's not the legal issue here. The legal issue here is, does the state have the compelling interest, and will she stay alive? Will the hospital be forced to keep her alive pending the birth of the baby? And the answer is absolutely yes. Fascinating legal case. Man, I find these so interesting.